गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते. We are gathered here to delve deeper into the Devi Mahatmyam and see what is the significance, what is there to learn from this Durga Saptashati other than mere chanting. Even though the masters say, the Durga Saptashati herself says, that even mere chanting of Durga Saptashati will bestow all the results that will be gained through study of the scripture also. So whether you listen, whether you read, whether you chant, whether you contemplate, the result is the same. Yes, it will take some time if you are chanting, but it will lead there because the process is that. The process being very simply, as our mind becomes focused, as our mind becomes single pointed. And how will our mind become single pointed and focused? Is it under brute force? Rakshasas also make their mind single pointed. When Ravana invoked Brahmaji or Mahishasur invoked Brahmaji, they also invoked. But that was under brute force. What is brute force? Pure willpower. That's where the difference between Asura and the Deva or the Manushya comes. Manushya has a choice. Human being has a choice to use the brute force, that is willpower, physical strength, mental strength, but without bhava. Without, in English, very general meaning, feeling. So without bhava, without surrender, without invocation. Invoking he is, but how? With pure willpower. Whereas the Devas, they know, we'll see in this, they know that whenever they have used their strengths, they have got defeated. And whenever they have surrendered to the divine, be it Purusha or Prakriti, they have benefited. But mind is such, sometimes it gets pulled in, sometimes it gets pulled out. Devatas also have minds. They also get pulled out, they also get pulled in. Some are smart. Devatas, when they forget the Lord, the divine, they go outwards. They are equally bad in that sense. The only thing is, the difference between Asuras and Devatas are immortal. Asuras are mortal. Devatas are of the nature of light, which they forget sometimes. Asuras are not of the nature of light, they are of inertia. They are made up of matter. Both of them, the Asuras also want to become immortal. Devatas are. And sometimes it we also see around that when indiscriminate power is available to you, nobody to check you, and even though checking mechanisms are there, and that is why Indra falls from his seat of the kingship of heaven, because whenever he does something wrong, he loses it. But that is when all the asuras come, the moment they get an inkling that Indra has forgotten the divine and he starts moving outward towards the world, the asuras come and attack. Immediately. Same thing is going on in our mind also. Unlike the devas and asuras, devas always go, when they are in dire trouble, they always go to the Lord. They always go to Brahmaji. Then Brahmaji will take them to Lord Shiva or Narayana or both of them. Here in this case, in Durga Saptashti, it takes to both of them, because they were having a cup of tea together and they went. So, but human being, what are these deva? See, in Bhagavad Gita also there is one chapter, Daivasura Sampatti. Oh, गिर गया. Let it be like this then. Daivasura Sampatti. I think it's the 16th chapter, I think, of Bhagavad Gita. 14th chapter, something, one of them. Huh? So what is that Deva Asura Sampatti? That is not outside. This war between devas, the gods, and the good thoughts and the bad thoughts, the gods and the asuras. This war is eternal. It is going on. As long as the creation is there, this war is going to go on and on and on and on and on, with some breaks in between. And that break is called Ram Rajya or Krishna Rajya. As a seeker, we are all what? What are you all? Are you Hindu? Are you Sanatani? Are you, what do you call that? Arya Samaji? What are you? You are Sanatan Dharmi, isn't it? Keep only one identity, the Sanatani. What is your religion? Eternal religion. But what have we reduced the religion to? We have reduced the religion to mere rituals, to mere superstitions. As these gods don't have, they have to do tapasya. But human being has that choice. And what is that choice? Following the religion, following the rituals. If he doesn't come to understand the philosophy behind the religion must lead to philosophical discussion, philosophical understanding, that why am I doing all this? Who is this God? What is this Shodoshopchar puja? What is this swaha? With every mantra I am putting swaha into the fire. What is this fire? What does it represent? What are these mantras? Unless and until we don't understand or come to appreciate the philosophical bent of all these mantras, we are just going around in a loop. We need to come to that. Most of us, we all in our homes, we are lighting the lamp, we are lighting the agarbatti. Some of you are maybe chanting Lalita Sahasranam or Vishnu Sahasranam or Shiva Sahasranam. Ashtottara, forget Sahasranam is 1,000 names. Ashtottara. If nothing, Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshema Amritat. One mantra you will chant. Or just now, like we chanted, Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostude. Like before food we chanted Brahmarpanam Brahmavi and so on and so forth. We feel we are religious. Because we chant some mantra we feel we are religious. Because we chant, sit for meditation in the morning, or we chanted Brahmarpanam before food, or the moment we got up in the morning, Karagre vasate Lakshmi, Karamule Saraswati, Karamadhe tu Govinda, Pravate Kara Darshanam. And that is our level of spirituality. After that, do everything wrong. Wrong meaning? Live a life of indulgence. Life of indulgence is the life of asuras. No, it is the life of devas also. They are also living a life of indulgence. You have a choice. Just as gods who are continuously enjoying a life of good, life of merit, life of indulgence, but it is not permanent. They keep having a break in between, because that indulgence makes them do something wrong to some saint or to some sage or to God, or the ego comes up, and as a result of that, they fall from that grace, that the position that has been bestowed upon them. So that is also not permanent. Asuras, to forget it. So where are we oriented as a seeker? How are we oriented? Are we seeking something permanent, or are we seeking something impermanent? But this is again a very, I think everyone asks that question. But how do I wean away from this impermanent? I find myself pulled into this world against my wishes. I don't want to, but I do get pulled into this world. What if Indra gets pulled away by Ahilya? Who are we? This is how we calculate, Who are we? We are not gods. And we get carried away by food, we get carried away by opposite sex, we get carried away by wealth, we get carried away by various desires. Continuously it is happening. How do I sort this out? I understand that we have to realize the truth. I understand everything what you are saying. But how do I stop this continuous hijacking of my senses and my mind by the world? Because of whom this is happening? And if this is happening, our Shankaracharya has said that I am not the world, I am not the body, I am not the senses, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am the conscious principle. I know this, but it is not happening. Then where am I going wrong? You are going wrong in wanting to remove that which cannot be removed. This is Durga Saptashati. You have to rediscover it to be nothing but the divine. Normally, what do we say? Maya is illusion, isn't it? Maya is illusion. Maya is hypnosis. Maya is energy. Maya is that which appears but is not there. Therefore, in Vedanta, initial stages we speak like that. In Sankhya, we speak like that. But when we go deeper into it, then we don't talk about it as an issue, as a problem, as something which needs to be discarded, that's something which needs to be controlled. Because when we say, what is the difference between you and Ishvara? You are under the control of mind, and Ishvara is controlling the mind, controlling his Shakti. You are under the control of your Shakti is the mind. Maya expressing at individual level is mind, and the Shakti of the Ishvara is that Maya Shakti, the Mahamaya, and he is totally in control of it. When we use these type of words, control means he is wielding it. But he doesn't have a mind to wield it. His mind itself is that Shakti, and it is inseparable, just as you are inseparable from your mind. Now think. You have to connect the dots. What do we say? What is mind? Good. In this context, consciousness with thoughts is mind. Mind without thoughts is consciousness. So, is the mind and consciousness two separate entities? No. No. Are the waves and the ocean and the water, are they separate or they are one? They are one. Is the ornament and the gold separate or one? One. Then why do we have a problem with our own mind? If mind is nothing but consciousness with thoughts, then where is the question of controlling the mind? Then why do we create a problem for ourselves?
Because mind is different from consciousness.
First thing is that we consider mind to be separate to consciousness. Second,
We identify ourselves with the thoughts.
we say further.
Identify ourselves with the thoughts and the mind itself.
Half of it is correct. I don't know what she said afterwards. We identify ourselves with the thought and not with the mind or the consciousness. If you think about the mind, thoughts will vanish. If you think about consciousness, mind will vanish. We are always thinking of that which is coming and going. You are not thinking about what is that container in which it is coming and going. You understand? That container, if you take it at the totality level, that is this mahamaya, avyakta, the Devi Swarup. That is Devi. So just like the entire creation is nothing but thoughts in your mind, and thoughts are, what is the material of the thoughts? Consciousness. Thank you. Exactly the same way. Where, if you take it from the Devi point of view, because now the bhav will come, this is very, very intellectual when you apply on yourself. A person is, when we come to Devi, Durga Saptashati or Devi Mahatmya, we are incapable of coming to the conclusion that you came to. So we want someone's help. Because how do I have never seen my mind, I have never seen the consciousness. How do I sort it out, man? So I invoke. Just like a child invokes the mother out of the woman. The husband invokes the wife out of the same woman. A sister invokes a sister out of the same woman. The parents invoke a mother out of the same woman, isn't it? Exactly the same way. We invoke by chanting Durga Saptashati. We invoke the goddess. Who is this goddess? Just like consciousness alone was as if appearing as thoughts, similarly, this Durga, this Shakti alone is appearing as the whole creation. Just like, understand this parallel now. She alone is appearing. So, in she alone is appearing as the Devas, she is also appearing as the Asuras. She is appearing as the gross and the subtle and the causal. She is appearing as everything in this creation. Then what is this all going on? Leela. This is her play. It is her play. And the play has to be full on. And when she is invoked, when a child is in trouble, the mother gets invoked. If the child is behaving, a different type of mother gets invoked. Exactly the same way. So the moment we said that we are having a retreat, suddenly universal mother got invoked in Wendy. She wants to feed. Swamiji, is it okay if I come and cook? I said, of course. See? That's how it is. So this mother, the Shakti, she is everything. And she's playing. And it has to be full on. If she has to kill, she will kill in a most grandest manner. Everything will be grand because she's everything. Now, so this is the game. Now, we have to rediscover as a seeker now. When we chant, and this, when do we chant this Durga Saptashati or the Devi Mahatmyam? During Navratra period. When is this Navratra period? Once, twice, thrice, 4 times? 4 times in a year. It comes 4 times in a year. But majority is 2 times, once before Diwali and once in the Chaitra period. Abhi Ram Navami ke pehle. So usually these 2 times we celebrate, but there is other times, 2 other times it comes. So these periods are opportunity for us to indulge, again I'm saying, with bhav into invocation of the goddess who can take over our mind and express through our mind. You look at, look at the picture itself here, you can see it here. Exactly the same picture is here on this also. You can see it here. When you invoke her, she will take you through various conditions and slowly purify you. And therefore, we must have no doubt that all our rituals, all our bhakti shastra, all our gyana that is given in our shastras, all of it eventually leads to Vedanta. Vedanta meaning the ultimate reality. Vedanta meaning where yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Yato vacho, where the words do not reach and where that truth which the mind cannot comprehend. So whether you are doing rituals, whether you are doing Kriya Yoga, whether you are doing Kundalini Yoga, whether you are doing Bhakti Yoga, whether you are doing Gyana Yoga, whether you are doing Aghori Yoga, whether you are doing chanting yoga, Durga Saptashati Parayan, everything leads eventually to Vedanta. Whether you recognize it or not, that's secondary, but it will take you there. Once you are ready, you will start appreciating it also. We all, by birth, we are taking, most of our classes are Vedanta classes. But do you now look back into your life? Have you always been oriented towards Vedanta? Never. We started wherever we started. Karagare vasate Lakshmi. Somewhere we came to the groups of Sai groups or other groups, and before food also we must chant Brahmarpanam Brahmaye, so we started chanting. Before, on festivals we used to light lamp, now we light lamp every day. So slowly, our devotion, our discipline, our commitment we kept raising the bar knowingly or unknowingly. It was a natural next step. Just like from childhood, the next step is teenage. It is natural. You can't, it is going to happen. From teenage, it is going to go to youth, and so on. See? When you go against that rule, then there is frustration. Similarly, Grahastha, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. This is the natural progression of a human being. But Oh, what about you, Swamiji? You didn't go through the second one. No, I bypassed it. Just like when you are in meditation, taking the name of the Lord, you have to bypass the sushupti. So I bypassed it. But you are all in the journey. So brahmachari has been practiced or not practiced. Grahastha, did we practice it to the T or we were falling short in many places? But now automatically the next stage is coming, which is vanaprastha. And when we are not flowing with nature, understand, when we are not flowing with nature, that's when friction happens. When we are not in tune with nature, nature is this Shakti, nature is this Devi, nature is this divine grand mother in whose embrace we are. And when we are not in tune with her, then the war begins, man. That war is going on continuously. Huh? That war is, I ate too much. We should have had the class before before food. It's so late. Sleep is coming. This is war. You are trying to fight the sleep. You are fighting within you to concentrate on what I am saying, and the tummy is calling. It's time to go to bed, man. See, this is war. You know it is interesting. That's why you have come, paid money and come. And yet, you are at war within. By choice. By choice. We have to sort this war out. Sorting of this, if I don't have that capacity to sort that war out, to bring about peace within, then invoke someone who can bring about the peace. And what is the war about? It is between good thoughts and bad thoughts. It is between the divine thoughts and the undivine thoughts. This is right now you are listening to divine thoughts and tamasic thoughts are calling you. Let's go to bed. And what is being spoken? Sattvic plus rajasic a little bit. See? And so here, sattva and raja, they are in conflict with each other. Sattva, rajas, tamas, all three are in conflict. And when there is regret, oh man, what did he say? Did I miss out something in that one micro sleep? When accidents happen, did I miss something? Rakshasas have come up. All the undivine forces, they start coming up. Fanciful imaginations come up. So as this Navaratri, this invocation of this Devi is done over how many days? 9 days. And these 9 days eventually lead to the destruction of all negative forces within us. And the 10th day is, what is it called? Vijaya Dashmi. Vijaya means victory, victory over the lower forces, and Dashami means 10, and 10 means you have conquered or you have become independent or free from the 10 senses. And that is the symbolism of burning that very, very intelligent, well-learned Ravana who was living at the sensory level. Asuras mean those asuhu. Asuhu means senses. So those who live at the sensory level, they are asuras. Now ask yourself, where do you live? Are you living at the sensory level? Are you living at the emotional level? Are you living at the intellectual level? Are you living at the spirit level, consciousness level? And you can catch this every the moment I say it, you are refining yourself, you are correcting yourself. See? And this is the growth. We are all born like same. We are all born same. Ramchandraji was also born like this. Krishna was also born like this. Everyone was born like this. But where we choose to remain stuck is by choice. There is infinite potential. This consciousness is of the nature of infinity. There is infinite potential in it. But where are we? How much potential are we able to invoke? Our children also don't listen to us. We say something, they don't listen. A Swami says something, they listen. Why? Because the conviction, the bhav, the discipline, the surrender, the intuitive ability behind those words is not there. Your power is not behind the word. The word are just lip service. Your heart and mind is not behind the words. When the words come out of integrity, the child will listen. Why child? If you say it to anyone, they will listen. Why anyone? If that integrity is there and you say to your mind, I want this, it has to happen. Most of your life you do that. You decided that I have to go to the retreat, you came. No distractions. You prepared because commitment was there. And all your actions were being directed by this conviction that this destination that I have to be at the retreat. And therefore, all activities in your life, today or yesterday, were directed towards reaching here today, isn't it? Is your conviction in your life that I have to reach the destination of the truth? Don't answer. I am the speaker of your mind. You may not have asked these questions to yourself, but I will ask the questions that should be entertained by our mind. So where are we very clear? Are we absolutely convinced? Not just, oh, theek hai yaar, reality, it's okay, reality. No. That every activity, physical, mental, intellectual, spiritual, at every aspect of our personality, all activity is guided by that conviction that I need to be one with the truth here and now. Are we having that type of feeling? Are we having that disposition within? Then very quickly unfoldment will happen. And maybe it may not, it is there, that's why we are here together. It is there, that's why you come to satsangs regularly. But don't let it become mechanical. Don't let it become mechanical. Keep the fire glowing. Let it burn away every impurity within you. That fire, that energy which burns away everything is this Devi. Invoke it. Let her take whatever form it takes. And once it gets invoked, there is no going back. She will destroy you. Be ready for that destruction. Be ready for that destruction. Call it Kundalini energy, call it Kriya Yoga also leads to that Kundalini energy. Aghori, that also leads to Kundalini energy. Bhakti Shastra, that also leads to Kundalini energy. You give it any name, call it Kundalini or call it just Shakti. But once Shakti is invoked, and your commitment is to the truth, because that truth, you have understood that I want to be the consciousness, I am the consciousness, I am that. But what that, I don't know. Again, go to sleep. Because that truth has no form, it has got no qualities, it has got no attributes. Then what do I do? No, scriptures are saying, so I have to be there. Saints are saying, so I have to get to that truth. The consciousness, without formless, attributeless, nirgun, nirakar. But what is it? I don't know. Is it possible? Yes. Then majority, very few people are there who will go by their own. Majority of us, we need someone, like when we were kids, people used to say, see that, Saptarishi, the 7 stars in the sky, the great bear. So they used to see that. They used to point us out. There are millions of stars in the sky. And some elder will come and say, see that. See under that. See that branch. See those 2 leaves on the end. Between those 2, you can see that L shape. That is the Saptarishi. Can you see Ram, Lakshman, Janki and Hanuman? You can see that also. But someone needs to, it's there. But someone needs to show it to you. So who is going to show it to you when you are on the spiritual journey? The Devi will show it to you. You invoke her. Your Shakti will, because she is inseparable from that infinite reality. She and the Ishvara, they are one and the same. Just like one coin has head and tails, they are inseparable. Exactly the same way, Ishwar and Shakti are inseparable. Ishwar is the constant, Shakti is the changing. But because she is changing, is she separate from Ishvara? No. She is inherent part of the Ishvara cannot be Ishvara without the Shakti. In fact, Ishvara is called Ishvara because of Shakti. See? So in this manner, think. And this 9 days of Navratri, concluding with Vijayadashmi, the first 3 days are the invocation of the Durga. Durga is also called as Mahakali. Mahakali, she has got only one job. What is that? Some very, destruction. She is the terrible one. And all those bad habits that we have to invoke her. We find ourselves continuously getting carried away by our default settings. Our default settings. They can be at the body level, they can be at our speech level, they can be at sensory level. Like a child, he goes to the shopping center, he only sees the chocolates everywhere. He doesn't see the whole shopping center, only chocolates. And while going, he will put 1 or 2 in his pocket. What do you see when you go around? You will see what your mind is the most desirous of. So do you see the opposite sex? Do you see food everywhere? Do you see fear everywhere? Do you see corruption and manipulation everywhere? Do you see opportunities to make money everywhere? Do you see the expression of the goddess everywhere, the Shakti everywhere? Do you see the consciousness everywhere? Do you see harmony or do you see chaos? Correct, no? You watch. If you just see today what you have gone through in the day, or when you are walking on the street or sitting in the room or sitting in the dining area or sitting here, yeah, right now you are, I hope you are focused on me, focused on the talk, but ask, check yourself out that what is, your eyes are seeing something because that's their job. Your five senses are illuminating the stimuli. But someone inside is giving value to what is that. The eyes see a beautiful girl, the mind from behind or the intellect from behind, say, or the ego from behind says, oh, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. You see the waft of pizza smell coming. Oh, that is wonderful. I have not eaten a pizza for such a long time. Immediately, a reaction. If he sees someone, a leper passing by, oh, I hope I don't get into that, that leprosy doesn't come and touch me. Think. If you see a good car, oh, I wish I had that car. Today someone called me. You see, examples come to me. I was sitting doing my japa, suddenly the call comes. Swamiji, do you have a minute? And this fellow will never accept that he is incapable. I'm not saying negatively. He will not accept a guru. I'm not saying I'm a guru, but if you ask a question, then you have to, give that respect. He gives that respect, but he wants to show that whatever answer I give, he has already thought that answer. You see how games he is playing with his own mind. That I came to the same conclusion, Swami. But then why are you asking the question? No, just checking. I said, next time you check it on the Google, man, you don't have to ask me. If you think every answer you have, that means either you have the answer or you have doubt about what answer you have. You see? So his question was, Swamiji, I just went and I met a 73-year-old person. He's a Christian. He has met Chinmayananda. He has met this Mahatma. He has met that Mahatma. He has attended lectures. He gives lectures. He's a Christian. And when I was talking to him, he says, when I see a Mercedes or a BMW being driven by people, it brings resentment in me. He's telling me, who? My friend. Because he went to meet him, that 73-year-old. So I said, now what is there to, why are you telling me this? No, is it right? How can such a person who is so well learned, he has written 3-4 books on spirituality, and at this age he is saying that I don't like these people who are driving such expensive cars. So again, I have to imagine that he already knows the answer. He says, Swamiji, what is your take on it? I was sitting on the toilet seat. So I said, first option. That is, he is feeling he has wasted his life of 73 years and he couldn't buy even one car. That's why he's resentful and has a dislike towards those people. Second, he must be a communist. See? Third, if he has studied and written books, it's a big ego trip that he has been on. Big ego trip. Because if you have understood, this type of disposition can never come. This type of feeling towards others' success can never come in your life. Spirituality means the dissolution of individuality and abiding and being the infinity, all inclusiveness. Then your success is my success, your hunger is my hunger. If you eat food, I feel satisfied, like the mother. We are talking about mother, huh? So that expansion, if it has not happened as a result, then what books you have written? Like in Melbourne, there is a person who is a very well educated priest, done PhD, and has written few books, but only once or twice I have read his books. I closed. He has got no idea. He's destroyed the life of Shankaracharya in his book. Destroyed. Then when I questioned him, why you have written this? No, you don't understand. We are academics. I said, okay, I don't know. But don't give me your books to read. He has written a book on Devi also. But what doesn't practice? Eats meat. Will not eat meat when the day he does puja. What knowledge you have? Just like when I was in Varanasi, some kids were doing PhD on pranayam, and they have never done pranayam. They are going and asking, Swamiji, what do you do pranayam? What happens when you do bhasrika? What happens when you do lom vilom, anulom vilom? Swamiji, what happens when you do kumbhak? You practice, you die, then you will find out. So, writing books like this and doing research and doing PhD, who are these people called? Philosophers, professors, not philosophers, professors. They know about everything but have not practiced anything in life. And who are the great saints and sages? Are they professors? No, they are practicing what they are teaching. They are practicing what they are speaking. See? So in this manner, the first three are, this what you just now heard from me, this example, two examples of that person, 73-year-old and this other person, that is called sattvic ego. That is the last 3 days of Navratri. The first 3 days of Navratri is, I am drinking, I am smoking, I am this, I am angry, I have to stop here. I have to do something terrible. I have to invoke. I'm not able to get up in time for meditation every morning. Every month, forget every year, every month I make a resolution and I break it. And then what? Every month, this is nothing, man. I make the resolution every night when I go to bed, and every morning I break it. See? So you need to do something terrible. What is that? The moment alarm goes, the alarm must be connected to some string. And that string is connected to a bucket of cold water on the top. And the moment it rings at 5 o'clock, the water falls on you. You will jump out of the bed. Something terrible. You have to go on a fast till this negative tendency within you, this tamas within you, because this is tamas. The first 3 days are tamas. Tamas expresses gyaan, avidya, kama, karma. The tamas expresses as procrastination. It expresses as sleep. It expresses as inadvertence. Inadvertence means repeating the same mistake again and again and again and again. You need to do something terrible to shake. If someone has passed away, like one lady, not a girl, lady, came to Australia, had 2 kids, Tamilian. And the husband, from India, husband is the boss. And she's also working, he's also working, but she has to do the cooking also, cleaning also, children's studies also, very intelligent. Both are doctors now. But in those days, I'm talking about 30 years ago, whatever mind she was in, called me early in the morning, said 8 o'clock, Swami, I feel like committing suicide. I said, okay. What next? She said, what should I do? And she's asking me, what should I do? So I gave her 10, 11 different options of committing suicide. And the moment I was going through the list, and slowly her depression was converting into laughter. And by the time I told 11th or 13th of option, she started laughing. That's why I call you, Swami. That's why I call you. You changed my mood. It's temporary. It's temporary. So the first three are the invocation of Mahakali, invocation of Durga, and that is to kill or destroy the tamasic tendencies. Tamas expresses as Nidra, Alasya, Pramad. Nidra, Alasya, Pramad. Nidra is sleep, continuously wanting to sleep. Yeah, I'm like that. I sit in plane, go to sleep. I sit in car, if I'm not driving, I go to sleep. If I fly the plane, then I will be awake. But if I am not, I go to sleep. If I sit in train, I go to sleep. I used to sleep behind my dad's scooter also. And in the earlier days when we had cycle, if dad is cycling and I am sitting, I never used to sit like this. I used to sometimes sit facing because I want to see the world, not his back. So I'm sitting like that and I'll go to sleep. Anything moving, I'll go to sleep. Nidra. Alasya, laziness. Laziness also expresses as procrastination. Not ready to jump out of the bed and do what is required to be done. हाँ देखेंगे, हाँ करेंगे, we will think about it. And pramad, I already told you, inadvertence, repeating the same mistake again and again and again and again. Meaning going to sleep again and again and being lazy again and again, that is pramad. Or saying bad words, but know that bad words is wrong, but continuously saying bad words. You know drinking is bad, but you are again and again drinking. Pramad. Same way, you know fanciful imagination is not helpful for you, but you keep doing that. Pramad. Default settings. This is default settings. This has to be killed. Otherwise, growth is not possible. Expansion is not possible. Invocation is not possible. And when all of us, sometime or the other in our life, we get tired of our wrong habits, isn't it? Sometime or the other. Enough, man. बहुत हो गया. बहुत हो गया. It's very easy to eat like a glutton, and it's very easy to go on a fast for 7 days, 9 days. But it is very difficult to live every day, eat, but get up hungry from the table. I'm practicing that nowadays. Last 2-3 years I'm practicing it. Sometimes I miss the mark, sometimes I continue, but it's getting better and better and better. Okay. So we all, sometime or the other, get frustrated with our habits, frustrated by our mind, frustrated by our default settings, frustrated by the situations that we find ourselves in life. And something needs to be shaken up. And that shaking up is done by Mahakali. She's the terrible one. She kills all the negative, the tamasic, the inert, the gross forces, negative forces within you. Once they start getting destroyed, you become available. Now, what is that next? Next is not just destruction of negative forces, but next is invocation of positive forces also. The positive forces is invoked or brought about by the invocation of Mahalakshmi. So first was Mahakali, now it is Mahalakshmi, the effulgent one. Lakshmi means that which is that the one who is effulgent. And this by invoking Lakshmi, first we emptied ourselves of our negativities. Now we are on the journey to expansion. Now we are on the journey to invocation of the possibilities within us. And those possibilities are truthful. First was I have to kill, I have to destroy this habit of lying. Now it is not I have to destroy lying, I have to destroy drinking, I have to destroy whatever the negative tendencies are sleeping. Now it is no, I must speak the truth. No, I must not. I must drink only water or juice, fresh juice. No, it's not the passive, now it is the active. Before it was talking about I must not do this, I must not do this. Now it is I must do the positive. Not only must not do the negative, I must do the positive. When you are on the positive note, you are in the Lakshmi. And this Lakshmi so helps the sadhak, helps the seeker not only to even more eliminate all the negative tendencies within, but also fill him up with the positive. And those positives are not only the physical ones, wealth, name, fame, prosperity, lots of pleasure, but also siddhis. That's what Lakshmi gives you. Because she's wealth. It's not only the material wealth, but also the spiritual wealth. And it is directly proportional to your focused invocation of hers. How much we are able to surrender to her, to that proportion, to that proportional to that invocation, she will give you what you deserve. It's not I want, but why did you not give me? You didn't invoke me. Why didn't you give me chocolate? Because she asked chocolate, so I gave it to her. You didn't ask, so I didn't give it to you. Simple. You have to invoke. You have to invoke. You have to invoke the goddess. So initially we came across the negative tendencies, we fought with the negative tendencies, and by invocation of the Kali Mata or the Durga Mata in the first 3 days, we were able to kill those negative tendencies. So first is recognition of the negative, then if nobody wants to remain in the negative. Whatever your shortcomings are there in you, you want to get rid of them. And now in the first 3 days, by invocation of Mahakali, we are able to kill. How we are able to kill those negative? At least for those 3 days, with the bhav, we invoke the Mahakali and we have this bhav that she is destroying everything, and in this way, in the next 3 days, which is of Mahalakshmi, she bestows upon us the Aishwarya. Aishwarya, what do you call Aishwarya in English? Wealth. The Aishwarya is not auspicious wealth. Okay. Aishwarya is not just that, it is much more. The prosperity in all aspects. Prosperity in all aspects, that is Aishwarya. And in this way, she is also called as Raja Rajeshwari. Mahalakshmi is also known as Raja Rajeshwari. You will see her temple in Kashi Vishwanath in Varanasi, just near the temple. So one is the Annapurna Devi, just right next to the Kashi Vishwanath temple, And if you go towards the Lalita Ghat, there the Rajeshwari temple is there. So before, once the negative tendencies have been killed, now we put positive efforts into invocation of these good qualities. And what is this Daivi Sampat? What is this Aishwarya that she bestows upon the seeker? Here it says, this Mahalakshmi or the Rajeshwari, she is the embodiment of love, she is the embodiment of charity, kindness, devotion, peace, tranquility, honesty, courage, faith, and mumukshutva. While you are under the clutches of the tamas, the mumukshutva, the desire to liberate will not, the thought also will not come. Thought will be only what? How can I manipulate this fellow? How can I manipulate that fellow? Or maximum, nidra alasya pramad. How do I get more sleep? And complain. What? Why this is happening always to me? Someone told me that, I told in one of the lectures, I think. She said, Swamiji, I have stopped doing Ekadashi fast. I said, why? And she called me, I have to drive to her home because she doesn't have car. She has just come from Coimbatore to someone's house. He says, I did not do Ekadashi fast last week. I said, okay, did not. You know why? I said, no, I don't know. I did not do it because I have been taking the Lord's name on that day and I don't spend time eating the fast food. I keep myself completely empty and I chant the Lord's name, and on that particular day, on the Ekadashi day or the next day, invariably for last few weeks, something bad happens to me. So this time I decided I don't want anything bad to happen, and the first casualty was taking the Lord's name. So what was her conclusion? Because I take the Lord's name, that is why something bad is happening to me in my life. She did not come to the conclusion, because I am fasting, therefore something bad is coming. She did not say, because I am fasting and taking the name of the Lord, purification is happening. She didn't think that way. Her conclusion was, is the God who is responsible for the bad thing that is happening in my life. And she comes and tells me. Example again. I said, Amma, immediately, you and your fundamentals are clear. So I said, Amma, you think what you are saying. The first sacrifice you did was of the goddess, God himself. So you feel that everything you are doing is right and everything God is doing is wrong. Then that means every God's name or the initiation that you have had of the God's name from some Mahatma, all that was just good for nothing. No, Swamiji. But then why it is happening? That's why I have called you. I said, first make me coffee first. Then she make me coffee. I said, what about biscuits? And biscuits also came. Mangna padta hai. Then exactly, this is what I told her. That why do you think that something bad is happening in your life? If you invoke this goddess, Kali or Lakshmi and Saraswati, those who are doing it force, you see, once she gets invoked, she creates havoc inside your body. Diseases will come, mind will whirl. You lose the plot of life. You can go into depression. But you have to hold on to her. Only then. Because you forced, because you willed, not with bhav, With force you brought her, invoked her. Some people sit, I got initiated in Kundalini. Hit the base of the spine. I guarantee within 1 week it will happen. But be ready for the consequences. Be ready for the consequences. Because once she gets up and moving, she will make sure that there is no obstacle in her way to her beloved. She is going to meet the Sahasrar. She starts from the bottom, she meets the beloved. Gangaji starts from the mountains and she reaches the beloved, the ocean, isn't it? Can anything stop her on the way? Nothing can stop her on the way. Same way, this energy, once it starts, nothing can stop her on the way. But we must keep remembering her so that she can keep and do it with bhav, do it with devotion, do it with surrender. Then the impact of it is less. But where you do it sometime and you don't do it sometime and, I think I have reached somewhere because the energy has moved up a little bit. And then now the back is straight and some pains have gone in the body because of the invocation of the Shakti. I have achieved back, and it's worse. So our Mahalakshmi, after having got all this prosperity of the world, the kindness, all the good qualities, the ultimate one is mumukshutvam. She prepares, she gives you all this, shows you how empty these things are. At the same time, that you cannot satisfy the whole world with all these qualities. And if you are seeking to be complete, if you are seeking to be the infinite, then you need to, she invokes within you the mumukshutvam. So what is happening now? From tamas, killing of all the negative tendencies, coming to rajas. Rajas is dynamism, rajas is light, rajas is fire. And that fire burns away everything, but at the same time, the fire is continuously moving upwards. Fire never moves downwards. And in that upward movement of that invocation of the fire, the Mahalakshmi in the form of fire, you can say that. And as to the extent of the purification that has taken place, eventually it leads to an inner intuitive urge to know the truth, to merge into the truth, to be the truth. And the moment this first time it happens, that very moment, the last 3 days of the Navratri, no, not Navami, Navratri. Last 3 days begin, and now it is Saraswati gets invoked, and this Saraswati is the final stage. Saraswati represents the knowledge, gyaan. And what is the gyaan that she gives? See, our Ramakrishna Paramahansa also, he was a devotee of Kali Mata. And he had to go beyond the form. He didn't know how. He didn't know how. But feeling was there. Bhav was there. Then what is this? What is this Vedanta? What is this formless, attributeless? I only know form and with attributes. Because the mind was always occupied by the form of Kali. Always. What is it to go beyond it? What would it mean? The moment he thought, very next day, Totapuri Maharaj came into his life and guided him to go beyond the form. Similarly, our Saraswati is coming. Saraswati is in white color. Kali Mata in black, Mahalakshmi in red, and our Saraswati in white, sitting on a lotus, sitting on a swan. That is her expression. And when she gets invoked, when this mumukshutvam comes within our bosom as a result of purity, at that time, I don't know any one of you, but you have to how should I say? Either you have experienced it or you will experience it, and that is you start hearing the beautiful music of the Veena of Saraswati within your being, within your mind. And that Veena is pulling you. It is the song of the soul. It is the song of the spirit. It is the song of purity. It's such a gentle, melodious swara music that it keeps pulling you inside. Yeah, just like you play a nice music, the deers come, the cows come. Krishna used to play the flute, all the cows and calves and even human beings used to come and gather around him. Our entire faculties of mind, senses, everything becomes totally introvert when the Veena, because she's carrying a Veena, she's carrying the Mala, she's carrying the Vedas. So she starts playing the music. That music eventually leads to the pranava. As you go, follow that music, as it pulls you within, it leads to an sudden explosion of Om inside. That is also told as that it is Bindu Nada, Bindu and Nada. Actually, Om, Bindu, Nad, Kala, Tita. So Bindu and Nad. Nad is the sound of Nad. Nad is the unstruck sound. If you close your ears, you can hear it. Nad is the unstruck sound. That leads to Bindu. Its source. It leads to its source. So, in this way, Lakshmi then points, hey, this is the way to go. Come. The Piper story, he took all the rats to their death. Saraswati is taking us, the ego, to its death. And she is playing the beautiful Veena, and the ego is saying, oh, I love it. I can't control myself from not following it. And it keeps falling, and suddenly vanishes. Just like every night you vanish into sleep. Some people go to sleep reading a book. The words put you to sleep. Some people come to the satsang and go to sleep. The sound is putting you to sleep. Some people listen to some soft music while lying in bed. That puts them to sleep, isn't it? Here is a sound which is generated within as a result of answer, as a result of purity, as a result of purification, as a result of grace. You can't order Saraswati to play the Veena. You can't order Saraswati to play Veena. It is her grace, and Saraswati will appear only once we have mumukshutvam, the urge to realize within. That urge will only come when we have cultivated positive thoughts. Positive thoughts will only come when we have killed, not all, but some of the major negative ones. So this is the process. And this leads to the ultimate supreme achievement, and that achievement is the Vijayadashmi. And Vijayadashmi is where we have gone beyond all the false notions about ourselves. Before I was the father, mother, daughter, sister. Now then I was the body. Then I was the senses. We are going in. Then I was the mind, the emotions. Then I was the conviction. Among those convictions, that I have these powers, that powers. But eventually, a final conviction came that I am the truth. Even though I don't know, but that conviction came. And the urgency to know that I am the truth, that also appeared. See? And that when that appeared, now it has to reach its consummation. And as this whole journey is happening, from gross to subtle to from tamasic to rajasic to tamas. Yeah, I think it's time to sleep now. From tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. Truth is not in tamasic, rajasic and sattvic. Truth is beyond. Truth is beyond. And Saraswati. See, don't understand Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati as separate to each other. They are one and the same. Just like the mother, daughter, wife are one and the same woman. Exactly the same way. That one Shakti alone is expressing that like this wood is, this table is there, this chair is there, your chairs are there. Can you see the fire in it? Can you see the fire in this wood? Is there fire in this wood? You have to invoke it, no? And once you invoke it and you leave it burning, what is going to happen? It will burn the whole church. If you leave it burning, if you continue to invoke the fire, it will conflagrate and it will take everything into its ambit and burn everything to ashes. So just like we see wood but we can't see fire, but fire is there. Like that, within us, that spirit is there, that consciousness is there. We can't see it. We are seeking the help of the mother, who is the most compassionate one, to guide us to it. And why? Because I find myself incapable of purifying. I find myself incapable of focusing. I find myself incapable of surrender. So sometimes it's okay to hold someone's hand and go to reach the destination. Don't we help the small children to give them our finger so that they can learn to stand up, and just that slight touch of your finger is giving them the confidence to stand up. That slight touch of your finger is helping them to walk. One lady came with me to Dandenongs. First time, someone's friend, our Lakshmi's friend. So, and she's coming and she's walking, and 1/3 distance, my back is aching, and she's walking like as if, like that. Can't even put one foot in front properly. And I was with my 2 sticks. One step, one step, one step, one step. And now what to do? It was dark. She can't go back alone. We can't leave her alone there. Others are equally struggling because some of them were coming. Just 1 or 2 times they had come. And then I was walking with 1 stick, and the other stick I put it on her base of her spine. Slightly. I'm not pushing it because it's pointed. It can hurt. I'm just touching it. I said, I must start walking now. And she finished the whole walk. And she touched my feet. I don't know how I finished, Swami. I was feeling, I didn't say it, but through that stick I was feeling lot of energy coming. Kya bevkoof bana rahi hai? She's feeling energy coming through that pole into her spine, and she's able to, without stop, without complaint, she reached on the top.
She felt very light, she said.
I know. And that's exactly what my point is. She answered. She felt very light. All I did was a slight touch like that with the pole. And the weight which was on her spine felt as if it had someone was there to support it. And without complaint, without any doubt, she reached. She didn't know where the energy came from. Exactly the same way. When we take the support of the Mother Goddess, without knowing, we'll reach the destination. Not without knowing, effortlessly we'll reach the destination because she is the most compassionate one. She wants to nourish you with her own beloved. She wants everything that she is, this whole creation, to come to her beloved. See, that is Vijayadashmi. That is Vijayadashmi. And in this way, as this ego over the 9 days becomes leaner and leaner and leaner, not fatter and fatter, leaner and leaner, thinner and thinner and thinner, and on the Vijayadashmi day, the the victory is I am he am I. Hamsa Shiva Soham, Soham Hamsa Shivaha, Sa Shiva Soham Hamsaha. We'll take it from here tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.